Today, so it has like 2 pounds of crawfish, 2 pounds of shrimp, 2 pounds of snow crab legs. It has sausage. It has deep fried calamari. It has deep fried oysters. It has potatoes. It has corn. It has officially with the whole challenge. So all the shrimp, all the crawfish, all of the crab legs, sausage, potatoes, corn. We then have fried oysters, fried calamari, and another thing of fried shrimp. And there's lots of shrimp in this as well. So yeah, this is my first time having a seafood boil. Not really sure on all the techniques, but I know it's okay to use your hands, so I guess we'll go with that.
We'll get dirty.
So Raina, ready to get rocking?
Yeah. God, look at that.
All right.
Dude. It's so juicy.
Well, let's get started here with, oh, yes, sprayed me.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
We'll start with the lobster together.
Get a lobster tail, and this is in a Cajun boil, a Cajun sauce, so it should be very delicious. So yeah, I can't wait. Again, the only time it's been defeated is by Mr. Randy Santel with 2 seconds to spare. 59-58 I found out, so right. Let's see and enjoy.
Let's eat.
Lobster. Okay. That's really good. Oh yeah, juicy and salty. That is what I like. That's my type.
This right here is my type.
I got a seafood bucket. Or a shell bucket.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's video where today we're at Juicy Seafood in Clarksville, Tennessee. And yes, there are a few locations around. We actually went to 2 different Juicy Seafoods during our trip, but this is the one in Clarksville, which is about an hour-ish, 40 minutes, an hour-ish outside of Nashville. So definitely a really cool place, and here we're doing their great big huge massive 10+ pound seafood boil challenge. So this is a challenge which has been around for a little while. There's been numerous attempts, and to date only 1 winner. Yes, that is right. So me and Rena were hoping to also join that winners list and see if we could defeat this thing.
And they do have some tools. I have some scissors and a cracker and a fork, which I may very well need.
So there are literally so many items in this challenge. We have potatoes, we have corn, we have eggs, we have shrimp, we have crawfish, we have crab, we have lobster, we have like boiled shrimp, then we have deep fried shrimp, we have deep fried oysters, we have calamari. Like it was insane how many items there were in this challenge. So definitely no shortage of variety. If you like a big variety, like a diverse array of foods, this is definitely satisfactory.
So how do you eat your crab?
Oh, there's some meat on the top of the front one. I like to peel it this way, so then we'll get all the bones out first. And then now, like, since there's no more bone in here, now you just
Break it open?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that worked.
Oh, that they're crab is.
Crab's good.
Yeah.
Really nice flavors.
I love the claw. Look at that.
So this was my first time having many of these foods, and or like one of my first times. For example, this was, I mean, almost my first time having crab legs. The only time I had it prior was I had 3, yes, literally 3 at the Bacchanal buffet, just to say I had them when I was there. Like, I've never eaten crab legs prior to that, and yeah, so like I said, not experiencing the crab. I had never had crawfish before. This was my first time officially having crawfish, like crawfish out of a shell. Never eaten them like that prior to this, and I've never had shelled shrimp before. These shrimp were still in the shell. This was my first time also having shrimp in the shell. Like I said, pretty much this whole thing I've never had before. I've never had deep fried oysters before. Like, the list just goes on.
Yeah, that buttery sausage is fantastic. Dude, that sausage is really good too. Some andouille sausage. Oh wow. Woo. Just dripping in buttery, juicy goodness.
So as a complete seafood noob, or somebody very, very, very inexperienced in eating like very shelled seafood, this was a very, very rough way to get into it, let's say. I definitely think this is a challenge better suit for somebody who is more seafood proficient in eating seafood. And, you know, again, well, for me, it definitely came as a part of the challenge. Definitely very difficult to actually de-shell and access a lot of the edible parts of these foods, whereas the eating them wasn't the issue, it was definitely accessing them, which undoubtedly I found very, very, very difficult. So like I said, maybe I should have, in retrospect, probably had a little bit more experience eating seafood or eating these types of seafood, or just had a better game plan or strategy going into this, rather than just, I didn't think it would be so difficult to eat a lot of these foods. I was also trying to be very clean, thorough, and meticulous in this challenge. I really am of the, generally of the leave no doubt kind of mindset. I try to eat foods in their entirety, and that was also probably something which I guess with seafood is only like half relevant. Like, for example, you know, in the very, very, very ends of crab legs, often people don't eat the very, very, very ends. I was trying to eat them. Like, there's certain parts and bits you just generally, I guess, don't eat when you're eating these foods. I was trying a little too hard to be meticulous and ultra thorough, to trying not to waste, to essentially, I think, you know, combat this challenge in a proactive and or reasonable way. So hey man, these are all things you'll learn. But yeah, now let's talk a bit about the food. Let's talk about the tastes, because we had some seriously interesting and great flavors going on in this.
Now I can say I had crawfish and a crawfish boil. This guy's black. Is that still okay to eat? Ugh.
Yeah, sometimes the crawfish just has.
Alright. That one. Bleh. Bleh. That was not a good one.
Sometimes you just can't help it.
But the rest are fantastic.
So at Juicy Seafood, you pick the level of heat, like for your sauce. So there's like a none, like extra mild. There's a mild. Then there is a medium and a hot. We went with kind of like a mild to medium because we were unsure of how hot those actually going to be. The lady said the hot was like extremely hot, like and spicy. So I didn't want to deal with, you know, a huge amount of spice on top of all the volume. But definitely I think a little bit hotter, a little more flavor would be nice.
Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to shower after this.
Oh yeah.
Covered in seafood juices.
That being said, the buttery sauce is so delicious. Oh my gosh, the sauces, the flavors here were so great. The sauce that they poured over all the seafood, just, oh, I could literally drink the sauce. The just like beautiful Cajun spices and a beautiful buttery mix. Everything was soft and succulent and juicy once you got through the hard shells, that is. And the corn, the potatoes, the eggs, they all really also absorbed and really developed that beautiful flavor when they were, you know, mixed in with the butter, etc. So I love the flavors of all of this. The crab tasted good, the crawfish tasted good, the shrimp were good, as I said, all the vegetable aspects were good. You know, just like everything that I've eaten to this point was tasting really nicely. But I tell you, like, that sauce is what definitely makes it. That sauce is definite fire.
I also probably should have wore the bib. Good call, Raina.
Yeah. You get very messy with this.
Yeah.
They give it gloves too, but it's easier to do this without gloves.
Yeah, I agree.
This challenge also offered a little bit of a psychological game or component as well, because like I said, I just could not move through this challenge. You know, we're about 10 minutes in and I barely was able to get through anything. Again, just being overly monotonous and really not having the technique or the ability to eat the food. So the interesting component is the food is right in front of me, but I just physically could not eat it or physically access it. So like I said, it was definitely an interesting one. You know, I'll let you go through the whole, you know, rigmarole. Hopefully we'll be able to complete it in time, because like I said, for me to complete as little as I did in that amount of time, it was definitely a little bit concerning. And like I said, it all came back really to my lack of technique.
Apparently when Randy did this challenge, they also had to give him a lesson on how to eat crawfish, so I guess it's a thing. Got some eggs.
And ultimately, I believe that's pretty much all the information I have to give to you today. So yeah, definitely let's tune on in, guys. Let's see if I can complete this challenge. I understood very quickly why Randy Santel took 59 minutes and 58 seconds out of a 60-minute time limit, and I figured I was going to be there as well if I could even finish it, not being able to move through the food, not having the technique of how to eat seafood. I also, but I learned a lot from this challenge. I learned, a lot about eating seafood, learned a lot about the techniques, having some practice, and I learned not to be, maybe as meticulous as I originally was trying to be, whereas, it is what it is, right? But with everybody, I'll let you get to the rest of it. Let's see what happens. This is a very difficult one. Like I said, guys, this is mentally, this was a very hard and taxing, mentally taxing challenge. So let's see what happens. Let's tune on in. Wish us luck. I'm definitely gonna need it. And like I said, let's see if I can even eat this seafood. And honestly, on a last note, I have to give it to you. Anybody who regularly eats crab legs or really likes crab legs or a lot of these seafoods, you put in a lot of effort to actually get to it. I definitely am used to eating foods which don't require such effort to eat once they're in front of you cooked. So like I said, I give you guys credit. And, I don't know. Let me know down below. Are you a crab leg person, or is it not worth your time? Because I don't know where I stand, so let me know.
Well, I haven't even had to use any liquids, which is kind of crazy.
It's juicy.
It is. Very juicy, very moist. Well, probably 20 minutes in. Still going well. Just a lot of picking. Well, I definitely need to work on my crab technique. Definitely not a pro crab eater. How you doing, Raina?
I'm good. This is fun. Oh, you have no idea. Like you said, this is my type. I love seafood.
Definitely the difficulty at this point is just the technique, but it is very tasty. "32 minutes in, going real well. Raina's about to finish, she's crushing it. I'm getting through it slowly but surely, but very delicious. Without a doubt. Raina's just about to finish.
这样成功了吗？可以了吗？
Raina's all done. Huge congrats to her. I have some crab legs left, my fried oysters, a couple potatoes.
You try the oyster dip?
Not yet, but I'll throw it now. Interesting. My first time having a fried oyster, I've only had them raw before. Kind of reminds me of a clam.
Yeah, like fried clams. Oh.
Alright?
Full. I'm good. Okay. That felt amazing. Oh, I love seafood. My dad used to cut all the crabs when they went off little. So it's like easy to eat.
It's funny, that is the most frustrating thing ever.
Oh yeah, I know.
Hashtag trying to leave no doubt has me doubting my life and the purpose. I think we're probably about 40 minutes in.
40, yeah.
Slowly but surely getting through this crab meat.
I like how Joe just eats the potato bowl. Oh my god.
I can eat anything else easily, it's just crab. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. I do too.
I grew up. My family was big seafood.
Yeah.
But I've always hated it because how hard it is to eat.
My first time having crab legs was less than a year ago.
Oh really?
I'm a noob.
Have you had the fat ones too? I like the fat ones too.
Like the big ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you eat the eggs?
I only got the legs when I got king crab.
Oh really? The eggs are the yummy part. The yellow gooey stuff.
All right, gonna be last bite. These are all done.
Ooh. I didn't think it was good on them. I like this. Actually, I checked it with a lot of cheeses.
Alrighty, here we go. All right, and we're done. I will say, heck of a challenge. Very time consuming, requires some technique. Good job to Raina, she absolutely crushed it.
Thank you.